What's up, guys? G here. What's going on? Happy holidays. Got a live watch list, and a small recap of the week from last week, and then we'll talk about what are we looking for this week ahead. But if you guys can help me with the like, appreciate that a lot. Let's talk about something that happened on Friday, just a little recap. Basically, we ended up positively for Friday. The SPY rose 0.6%. But overall, a bad week, third red week in a row. And that's because we had some personal consumption expenditures price index, which is the Federal Reserve's preferred gauge of inflation. Those numbers came in slightly hotter than the economists expected. And so that's basically saying inflation is sticking despite all the work that the Fed has done to bring it down, control it, and just fight inflation. It looks like none of that is currently, from the numbers, it's not helping at the trend that we need to be on. So pretty bad week, which is going to be the third week in a row which we closed red. So a lot of people are wondering about the Santa rally and what's going on. So currently no Santa rally in sight. Stocks are barely holding up. Here's a few things to know for the coming week. It is going to be a short week. We didn't have any market activity today. A lot of people are still during the holiday. This is still we're still in the holiday session, so not too much volume. Should continue to have some low volume. And then no economic calendar events, so pretty light. We do have a few things which I'll show you guys in a bit, but we've got basically, I guess we could go over to those in just a second. Traders who are working through the holiday period will get readings on wholesale and retail inventory, so that's going to be tomorrow. And then really the other stuff that we'll have is weekly jobless claims, and then the Case-Shiller home price index. I think we also get personal house sales on Wednesday, so not too much data coming out this week. And so I think what's going to happen is maybe we digest some of that price index from last week, and we could have a red day, but we'll look at the chart in just a bit. So that's a small recap of what's going on, just give you guys an idea of where we're headed. There's two different things to consider before we can fully say we're bullish, and that really is going to be okay, so let me just read through this. A new bull market for stocks won't commence until the Fed stops hiking interest rates. That's the first point. So we need either a pivot or just stop raising the interest rates, because that's crushing a lot of growth in the economy for stocks and stuff. Additionally, investors need to have confidence in earnings expectations heading into a potential recession. So there's a big storm ahead of us, and what basically this is saying is we need to see confidence in the companies that they can, survive through this potential recession, and just, are positioned well for that. So those are the two main things. But I guess, unfortunately, investors are also expecting a lot of volatility, and that's not going to start declining until probably all of these conditions are met. So a lot of people are just up and down, a lot of volatility. But let me pivot over to the economic calendar and show you guys those economic data that we have coming up this week. And then we'll get looking at the charts and show you guys a good idea of where my predictions are for SPY this week or the next 2 weeks. But for Tuesday, we have nothing today, Christmas Day, US, so we are closed. This is going to be the first one, retail inventories, excluding the auto. And one thing to note about the retail inventories is last month's, or October, which came out on December 15th, we were actually red on that day. So that is one thing that I'll show you. I'll highlight this. This was December 15th. The latest release was December 15th. The previous was negative 0.4, and then actual was negative 0.5. So that's just saying US retail inventories is a lot less than what was previous. So it looks like people don't have inventories, if that's the correct data point. And that's excluding autos, of course. So I'll show you guys the December 15th day of what happened with the SPY, and then if we have more bad data for this one, then that's gonna basically repeat itself, in my opinion. Also the S&P HPI composite, but I don't really see that being too much. Regardless, on Wednesday we've got pending home sales. That's going to be pretty good indicator. I think last week we had, what did we have last week actually? Because there was some housing data that came out. Maybe was it permits or something? Might need to go back. I'm not gonna bother going through it. But yeah, definitely the real estate market's gonna start affecting the sentiment in the market as well. So this will be pretty big. This will come out an hour before market or after market opens. So pay attention to that. Jobless claims are always a big thing now. It's I mean, some of it drives the market. And then at the end, Friday we'll get Chicago PMI. So those are the big things. Oil, it's always like natural gas and all this, which actually is a good topic to talk about, oil now and natural gas, because of the winter storms and stuff. So commodities in general could be big, could move the market a little bit, since some of these stocks are in like SP500 and some of these other indexes. I guess it could move the market a bit, but yeah, market in general is going to be important going forward into 2023. So this is SPY on the 1 hour. Let me just shift over to the daily. So first thing to note is we have bearish momentum. MACD is still bearish. Now we did talk about like this 373 to 378 level here, which is strong support. But if we break through this, definitely gonna confirm the downtrend. So we were in an uptrend here until we broke. And right now it looks like we might be bear flagging here, which, like I said, if we can break back underneath like 375, then things will probably start to panic again. But market did manage to rise it back up to 382 before the end of the day. And the other thing I wanted to note is we did fill that gap. So for the bulls, that's a good case because this is a strong support. So if it doesn't break, filled the gap already, it could start reversing back up to maybe 393. So that's kind of the bullish case scenario. But like I said, there is a bear flag kind of forming here where you have basically a steep decline fast, and then you kind of consolidate for a little bit, and then you basically break back down. And sometimes what happens is sorry, I just rearranged my tools. So basically steep decline and then consolidation, and then sometimes you break and then retest the flag. So basically that's what it's doing now, and then it fully breaks down. So that's what I'm thinking is happening here. Basically the bear flag consolidation, break, retest, and then might break down, just depending on some of the data coming out. Here are some of the trend lines that are drawn here that can give us an indication. If we can like basically confirm this breakout and just hold above it, then that would be bullish for a short-term rally. We do have like intratrade gaps. Like we still have that 393 to this gap up here, and we basically did fill the gap right here. But if you notice, we have another gap down here now, which is like from 383 to like 385. So pre-market, we could gap up to this 385 and then maybe fill it back going downwards. So what I'm trying to say here is we could like open up here, and then by market open we come back down and fill it to the downside. And then there really wouldn't be any gaps. It would just be the one up here. But I think we would need really good data to even go up further to that level. I think max is probably like 387. And we did call this out pretty well, but the market's getting a lot more muddier now with all the data, and yeah, sharp declines, and then the algos, the plunge protection team comes in and basically saves the market. So those are my thoughts so far on the SPY. I mean, we're holding pretty strong support, and if you guys have tickers, put them in the comments and we'll take a look at them. But that's basically the breakdown on SPY. Initially, we had like a head and shoulders, right? So we had a shoulder, a head, and then a shoulder, and then we broke. And so everybody talked about the head and shoulders breakdown, and that was the distance from here to here. And so the distance from here to here is going to be the breakdown distance from here to like here. So that's basically the price target that we had. And then I guess the only thing I want to note is when you get a head and shoulders pattern, sometimes it's like a change in trend. So it could be that the uptrend is basically, oops, I thought I turned this on. I was going to say the uptrend is basically, so we were basically an uptrend, head and shoulders. So this is going to reverse the trend, put an R there. So now we're in a downtrend. It's basically what indicates me that we are going to see more downside. but we still need to break basically newer lows here, which would be like 373, I believe, 375. So just a quick recap there. Let me know what you guys think. Some stocks that I will be looking at this week, don't have that many actually, so we'll probably use unusual whales and just go through some of the flow that we saw Friday. And they do have a sale going on, 15%. I put the link to my affiliate stuff down below in the chat and on the comments. So if you guys want to sign up for free, you can, and then later apply or upgrade to a plan. But the one that I do have and that I'm trading now is basically Microsoft. And this one I like because there's basically, I think a lot of patterns actually might have this pattern, but it's a bear flag here. And so similar like with the SPY, we have downtrend and then consolidation. We're basically the target for this is gonna be, I can just show you guys. I think it was like 222 or 320, 220 something. So this is the, I'm just gonna do this stuff more organized. But basically with the pattern, we'll just copy this here and we'll copy that to this side. And so basically my target for Microsoft, if it gets rejected on this trend that we have here, the pattern's gonna end like around 220, 221. So that's what I'm looking for. Obviously, we still have the gap fill down here. I think a lot of people are talking about the gap here. So a lot of people are trading to the downside because of this gap here. But I do think there is a possibility that we go even further. I would probably take my profits around 323, 325. But from the pattern, you could see that this is the flagpole, the consolidation phase. And then the breakdown would be down to this level here. What do you guys think though? So this is my main trade. This is the one that I have options on, but knowing my luck, this will probably gap up. So this will probably go up higher. So that's my main trade. I think let's look at some of the other stock picks from last week. SoFi, Cortera. Let's talk about energy and stuff. Cortera is one of my favorite energy plays. It's a natural gas play. And I actually got shares. This is like a slow mover. I already sold my shares, but I do, hopefully this comes back down. I sold my shares already, but this is one that I've been bullish on for a while. And I think it could go up, especially with all the storms and winter stuff happening. Natural gas is going to be expensive, and we still, I think, are providing some to Europe. So a lot of demand, limited supply, and I think there was news about maybe some natural gas halt or something happened with production. So that's definitely gonna, I mean, the demand's still gonna be there, and if we have less supply, natural gas should be doing well. And surprisingly, it's being suppressed, being held down, manipulated, however you guys want to talk about it. But I would be bullish unless there's like completely demand destruction where full out recession and nobody cares about commodities or anything, then natural gas I think should perform well. So that's what I'm thinking. And then also, this one's more of a slower mover though, let's be honest. Like, it does do a good move sometimes, but then it gets like shot back down. So the way that I was playing this was, I got in pretty cheap actually. I got in at 24.30 something. I sold a little like around 25 because it was a good move for my shares. But I think this is now finally breaking out. So I think this could possibly go up back up to some of these levels. So main levels on Cortera, and you can do this with like some of the other natural plays. Natural gas in general, I think is bullish. That's the main downtrend that we're trying to face or battle or get above. But on a 1 hour, you can see it's already breaking out of this trend that we have here. Basically, I'm just gonna do like right here. This is like a big resistance that we've had. Basically 25. So getting above 25, closing above 25 was nice for it. The level that I'm watching, I mean, if it can break back underneath, then I might pick up some shares. But I think once it crosses like this area here, just kind of around here, let me just highlight it for you guys, around here, then I think more volume will definitely start picking up, and then we can start moving up to these higher prices, like dollar increment, maybe like almost 27, this area consolidation up here. There's really no resistance right here. So magnet mode is on. Oh, so I just changed my TradingView profile. So this is a different TradingView. You can sign up for this, by the way. I have a link you can save, like, I think $30, or you get $30 in bonus credits or something. If you want to sign up, I have the Pro package. I think it's like, I paid for it annually, so I only pay for it once. But I love TradingView. It's really good. You can do custom indicators, a lot of scripts that people write. You can just use a lot of their indicators. Like this is one I pulled down. This is one I pulled down. This is the MACD, but this one's cool, and it gives me a good indication of momentum. Then these are trends. So yeah, pretty good stuff. You guys can sign up. I have the link down there if you want to save a little extra. But this is Crotera, and you can do that with any other natural gas. So UNG, I think natural gas is like super cheap right now, like $15. It's ridiculous. It's like basically psychologically around support, and it also has good consolidation around these levels. So surprisingly, I never thought this would come down this far, but I don't know. It's hard to be bearish on natural gas. I think maybe 1450 might be like the bottom if you want to wait if it even goes down there. But like I said, natural gas has pretty good support around these prices, so I do like it. Yeah, I like it. So that's my second pick, I think. And if you guys have some tickers, let me know. This should be a pretty short stream. I just have a few I wanted to go over. So Microsoft, we talked about that, Crotera, and just Oxy. I guess Oxy is also an interesting one. I'm actually indecisive on this one because I think natural gas is the main commodity to play, not oil. Because I mean, oil, if demand, like I've noticed that oil prices have been coming down, like gas prices and stuff. So that's worrisome, and that's basically telling us that there's a lot less demand, or just it hasn't become the center of attention anymore. But I like the chart here. Like, well, I like and I don't like the chart. One thing it could be is a head and shoulders, which would be bearish, right? This would be a bearish pattern. So if this starts breaking down this trend here, then things are going to get nasty for Oxy in general, just maybe oil. But also I think I heard Buffett is selling some of his Oxy. So this is the bearish key thesis on oil, is demand destruction. And then if Buffett's selling, then maybe there's something going on with oil. And then the pattern also looks low-key bearish. But if it holds this trend and it starts bouncing, you know, back up to like above 65 and kind of pulls itself back to 70, 75, then that's bullish. But if it starts breaking this and starts forming a D trend or a downtrend, then I'll be bearish. And then this one has a long way to go. It's got down to like 43 bucks. Let's just say 45 conservatively. So I'm definitely watching this trend. I've got this one on my favorites, and I just watch this one daily just to get an idea of oil and stuff. But definitely both ways to play this one. If it's bearish, then the head and shoulders pattern would basically be, I guess you could say, here down to the trend line. Then you can just copy that down here. And basically it lines up to our next consolidation phase right there. So not even 43, it would be more like being greedy would be like 38 maybe. I don't know, towards the bottom of this range here. So we have two ranges here. The top part of the range would be 43.50, and then bottom is like 37.80, about 38. So this is one that to definitely watch. Potentially for the head and shoulders breakdown. If it holds the support, then it would be bullish and it could go back up to 75. So oil and natural gas are always good plays. And then of course Microsoft, I think, is going to be one to watch as well. I think Microsoft could go back up to like 240. Let me just double check. But yeah, the weird thing about, so obviously the bear flags there, but if it can break the trend to the upside and then hold 240, then this thing's gonna get squeezy. It could go back up to like 245 again. And then at that point, I would probably be looking for like a double top up here. It would be like a double top here. And then eventually it could break back down. So yeah, just wanted to double check and make sure I included that. So those are those plays. SoFi, I still like SoFi. I just don't like the interest rate stuff. But SoFi's been doing good. We've been talking about this one for a while. It's been holding up its price level. A lot of consolidation around here. This is on the daily, so you gotta think about this is like 2 weeks where it's been in this tight range, right? So I'm looking for a break to the upside soon, especially if it can get outside of this downtrend. Obviously $5 is the support or the resistance right now. It was a really good support, right? But now it's really big resistance. But this is one that, I mean, it's just been consolidating. It's been gaining bullish momentum, and it hasn't followed through yet. What's up, Glenn? SPY? Yeah, let's talk about SPY. So I kind of covered it a little bit. I forgot what I said about it, but I think it just depends on data. I think we have like strong support around like 373, 378. We basically already broke the trend, which is this purple line here. Now we just really need to confirm that it's going to be a downtrend. And up here, we were talking about the head and shoulders, right? So this sometimes can tell us that it's a change in trend from up to down. And then also the distance from here to here was the head and shoulders distance, which is basically to where it came down to. So let me copy that down. So it was basically like here to where we came down. So that was the head and shoulders pattern. Right now, I think we were talking about the two gaps. We had the gap right here that we, I guess, fully filled was like 387. Did we get up there? I think we did get there. So on the daily time frame, we have like the gap up here to 397. But intra-trade, we have one small gap. So I was thinking we may just gap up. Like we gap up here to like 387. And then maybe at market open, we sell off and fill this gap here. That's what I was thinking. Obviously not financial advice. But like short term, it looks like it wants to break out of this trend, which basically it did. Now, if it can just hold the trend, then short term, we could have a small move to the upside. I think pre-market, we might just gap up. Because we broke the downtrend, which we have here, and then I think by market open we're probably going to be like at 385, 387, and then market open we probably sell off and fill the gap here to 383, and then after that maybe you can get calls and ride it back up to see if it has strength. But the two gaps that we're talking about is definitely that one and then the one up here. So what do you think? What's up late to the party? But yeah, I got a large short position right now. Yeah, I'm bearish too, honestly, not gonna lie. I've got Microsoft puts and I don't like SPY right now. But the plunge protection team is stepping in and saving the market. The thing to note though, and I was just talking about some of the things, is the Fed rates the interest rate hikes are nowhere near finished. Like they're not nowhere near with their job. So that's kind of bearish. And then we had bad data. So the market's really just being driven off data right now. And we have some stuff coming out this week. Like I said, retail inventories, excluding auto. Then we also have the pending home sales. And we also have jobless claims and Chicago PMI. So some decent data to come out. But I think the main driver for this week is going to be from last week, which I think was the... what was it, the consumer stuff? Let me show you. Last week, major indexes isolated earlier in the session after the core personal consumption expenditures price index, which is Fed's preferred gauge of inflation, came in slightly hotter than economics expected. So basically indicating inflation is sticking despite the Fed's efforts to fight it. So I think maybe this short-term rally, it's not going to be long-lived. And it could be just another opportunity for people to either sell out or double down on some puts or something, right? So I think possibility is 385, 387, and then bears might step back in, and if there's no buying pressure, then we're gonna run back down to 373. There's also a possibility that we gap up here and then obviously fill the gap, and then we could support 380, and we could form like an inverse head and shoulders here. So there's also that possibility, right? And then we have the resistance there, and then the breakout would be here to here, something like that. And that would probably fill the gap up here. That would be the distance to here. I don't know, that's another possibility there. What do you guys think? But yeah, I'm bearish. I think the economy's doing pretty bad right now. What else did I have? So we talked about natural gas. I'm bullish on natural gas and some commodities. Microsoft is the one I'm playing. Nvidia, FedEx. Nvidia kind of pisses me off because I made profits on some puts, right? But then it did this crazy sell-off after, and I completely missed this leg down. Basically, I think I took profits here. I think it was like here. But I was riding it pretty high up, and I took profits. And then I was like, man, I'm so glad I got out of these puts because it started running back up. And I was honestly nervous to get back in puts. I wish I would have got back in here because look at this huge dump. And that was basically off of Micron earnings, which is another good point. So I was talking about the two indicators that people really want to see. And that's basically before, okay, so the two indicators are the two things people want to see before, we can start the bull market, right? One of them is going to definitely be the earnings. So confidence in earnings expectations. And Micron just did so bad on their earnings. I think they lowered guidance. They didn't beat on revenue or something. But yeah, it was just bad for the whole sector. And so that's why Nvidia started selling off, because it's an inflated balloon right now. I think it's like, so the valuation on it, Nvidia is ridiculous. And so yeah, some prices are starting to come down to more reasonable prices, I think, right? So these are the two things, right? Fed stops hiking interest rates, and then we need to see good earnings. So that goes back to why Micron sold off and then why Nvidia took a big dump, right? But yeah, I think that's what I have for this video. Do you guys have any other? Oh, we're gonna do the unusual well stuff. The watch list, I think these are the ones that I looked at. DraftKings is always a good play. I think it's pretty cheap at this price. I always want to buy shares with DraftKings and slower movers like Crotero, but then I'll play options for like Nvidia and some other more high volume stuff. But this one is so cheap that it doesn't really like move much. Like, yeah, like it moved 40 cents and stuff. It's just like options don't really pay out that well right now. But this one's basically at a strong support, and we talked about 1150 being towards the bottom of it. It came down to like close to 11 for the double touch of that bottom there. But yeah, I would definitely be watching this one because it's got a lot of consolidation here. So let's look at the hot chains on unusual wells and just see if we can find any plays. Are you guys feeling bullish or bearish? Maybe I should do a poll. I should probably do that really quick. This week, bullish or bearish? Just want to know your thoughts, guys. I'm gonna do a poll real quick. Let me know your thoughts. So we're gonna first go through the hot chains ticker here on unusual wells, and what I did is excluded Tesla and Apple because they just flood my flow, and it's hard to read anything, so I just take them out of the equation. And then I also right now we're gonna do the put side, so we're gonna exclude any calls. And what I'm gonna do is do a 200 volume, so I want to see chains with like more than 200. And then the volume open interest ratio. So this is basically this, and I want to see at least 2 to 1. So I want to see where there's more volume than open interest, because that basically is telling us that there might be people opening positions around here, right? And then I want short-term expiration, so DTE, days till expiration, about 35 days. And then we're gonna do. We could leave the weeklies. Well, I guess we could leave them on here. We have all the chains here. So like I said, you guys can use my link up above if you want to sign up for free. For the free premium, for the free features. I'm sorry. I think some of this stuff is free. There's definitely a paid tier if you guys want to sign up for the paid tier. But we have a 15% sale going on. Just check out the link if you want to. You can make a free account, then later sign up if you want. But sup, baby mama, came from Tampa too early than expected. Oh, bet. That's all good. Yeah, you just left. I wasn't sure. I guess we're canceling the Trippy special tonight. Yeah, we're going to do another live stream at the Elite versus the People. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. But it's basically Trippy going over some tinfoil DD, some China articles, and just giving more of a broad view of the economy and what's going on. I usually let him bring that stuff on here. I just host it basically. If you guys are just joining though, if you guys don't mind, hit the like button for me. I appreciate all 3 of you guys that hit the like button already. Thank you guys. But yeah, let's look at, so like I said, unusual wells. What we're looking at first is puts. So these are gonna be ones we keep on our watch list if the market's bearish, and then we'll grab a few for the call side and just have a few so we can basically go both ways. No homo though. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here, I've sorted this out by premium, and then what I'm gonna be looking for is like heavy bearish premium basically. And so this would be the first one, but I don't like this one because it's got multi-legs, like 90% of this. So basically it's a spread, and I don't fuck with spreads. So I want a low number here, and then I want a super bearish red candle here. And then I've sorted this by highest premium. And then we're also going to look at the volume and open interest. I got the crowd here. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. But let's go through. So the first big bar was this one, but like I said, it's multi-leg, so I don't fuck with it. We got this one, DG, Dollar General, for so it's currently at 247, and it's 3% out the money. So it's basically they're expecting a 3% move down to 240. Currently trading at like $1.92. And basically this is interesting because it's 84% bearish premium, which basically this is not like confirmation, but it's just saying that people were buying these puts at the ask, and they have a total of 3,500 volume, very low open interest. So basically this ratio here, which I'm showing you guys, this is a 49. So there's 49 volume today versus the ratio to the open interest. And what's interesting about this is because basically there was not many people in a position for 240 until today or Friday, 3,500 volume. So that's like kind of unusual, right? Or weird. So that's why we're going to add this one. Also, it's a 600K position, right? So let's just look at Dollar General and see what's going on with it first. Just like peep it really quick. So I think last time we talked about this was with our support here, our resistance here around what, 250, and it looks like it really couldn't hold that level. Interesting. So it looks like it might start on a downtrend. It did have a nice rally these last few days from like 242 to all the way back up, which it's only like $7, but for like a boomer stock like this, that's a pretty big move, you know. Most days it just goes sideways. That's what it's looking like. So technically it's still bullish as long as it's holding above this trend. So I would be watching this trend here. Let's go to a 1 hour just to give you guys an idea. But yeah, it looks like it's having trouble breaking out of this trend here, which is like the one we showed you. Where's my... right there. Fuck. It won't make up its mind, bro. Hey, let me have it. Looks like it, I mean, it could hit the high of 250, I think, or 249. But I would be looking for the breakdown on that 1 hour chart right here for a downside play. So I think that's why maybe they got some extra time on those puts. So I'm looking at 250 down to 242. Those are the two ranges, what it's looking like. That's our previous low right there, and then our next low would be 238. Wow. So I think it's still early to get into puts for Dollar General, but it's definitely interesting to see for the 1st of January. So that's the week after. So we have one trading week and then a week after. So Dollar General might be interesting. Let's see what's next on the board. Moderna, it's kind of bullish. So next is here, we got another Dollar General. This one's actually further dated, very low multi-leg. That's good. And then we've got $400,000, so 10-to-1 volume to open interest. So this is another one that's kind of crazy, huh? So 600K volume day premium, and then another 400K premium day. And this one's a little closer to the money. So this is like 460, about 450. So a 2% move to the downside. So Dollar General might be an interesting play. Next one we have is CarMax, and we've been talking about CarMax. We've been bearish. I think we saw some flow on CarMax before the earnings that was like basically bearish. And you know, just the auto industry is bad. This one could also move based off of the, wait, I was going to say, of the retail inventories, but I remember it excludes auto industry. But yeah, I think this one's in deep trouble because CarMax is in trouble because Carvana is also like basically going bankrupt, right? Am I right or no? So CarMax, honestly, we've been bearish on CarMax since like the $60 days. Where's it at? We're talking about it back up here, I believe. You'll have to go back and check the streams. But we've been bearish on this bad boy because basically of Carvana, a lot of inventory. They've taken on a lot of debt. This might be another opportunity to short, basically, I think. I'm just going to be patient with it. Looks like it came down here. Definitely broke new lows. So this is just a relief rally. So I wouldn't be too confident in this support. It already broke the new lows. It's just temporarily relief bounce maybe. I would maybe look to get puts back around $63, $62. Even maybe, I mean, yeah. I would, it's definitely bearish because we're down here. And then this is the area of consolidation. Or last area of consolidation. So I would be looking to get puts here maybe. What puts were they getting? Let me see what they were getting. 58 puts for this week. I don't know about that. It's currently at $60. So maybe there's not even a bounce on this thing. I guess it went from 52 to 50. It went from 52 to 60 in 2 days. That's a pretty big move. I would just watch this one. I'm not too confident in short expiration contracts, not gonna lie. Like, honestly, I shouldn't even include these in here because they just throw me off. So I'm just gonna take them off. I mean, you can leave them on, but I like to get time on my shit. Just me though. I'm gonna take them off. No, we'll leave them on. We'll leave them on. I would just not look to get weeklies because you're gonna lose your money basically. It's risk. But I think the pattern there, if you're gonna play Carvana, just wait for some resistance and then maybe start loading up on the puts. But get you some time, right? And this one's actually a slow mover. It doesn't move much, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like you can see these ranges like 65 to 69. It's like little baby moves, you know? So surprisingly, when it does like big moves, then it consolidates. So big moves, maybe it consolidates. So yeah, don't get no weeklies here. Big moves consolidate. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it's your money, so you gotta watch it. But Carvana, we've been bearish on it. Honestly, some options haven't been paying though. I'm gonna be honest with you. They've been like chopping it down, chopping it back up, and so they've just been killing premium. So let's continue. Obviously bearish, right? Those are ones to look for the bearish side. Chewy, $37. See, this week expiration, that's 5% out the money. A lot of volume on these. 5,500, 300K. And then you got card. What is this? Card G or just car? What is this for? CAR. Avis budget. Is that it? It might be Avis budget. Let me just click on it real quick. Is it Avis budget? Yeah, Avis budget. Something's up with this one because they've got 200,000, almost 300K. Oh, it's a spread though. It's a spread. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the spread. It's still in the car automotive stuff though, so there's some weird shit's going on with the car automotive. Maybe we've got CarMax. We had what else we had? Oh, we have the retail stuff, right? Maybe I'm overthinking stuff. Okay, so after this, there's only like $300,000, so kind of smaller volume on these chains, so I don't really care. So let's flip to the, I guess Dollar General's the only interesting one, and maybe CarMax. What else? Nvidia is always a play for sure. Nike, SIG. Oh, we didn't see this one. This one's kind of weird. SIG. What is SIG? Let me just quickly look. What's up, Just Saul? Oh fuck. YP? Is that the yen or what's that? Just Saul. This is the backup account, I think. Let me quickly see what SIG is. Gets jewelers. You have the DD on EVs? You gotta tune in, brother. The baby mama's there though. Honestly, this looks bullish. I don't know why people would want to get puts on this. SIG $60, $62 puts. Yeah, I don't know. I like this one. Look, something might happen with this, but the chart looks bullish to me, honestly. It's like it's getting ready to break back out. Just been consolidating. Like basically making higher lows. It could be bear flagging, but nah. I think this one's gonna keep going. Plus, this is like strong support, I think. 65 strong support. Yeah, this one's gonna want to keep going, I think. At least to like 72, I think. Yeah. Now let's just look at maybe I'm overthinking it, but I mean it has ran up a lot since 2020. It's like basically doubled up. So is this it? Segment Jewelers Limited? I guess they sell jewels, diamond jewelry. What's up with the commodity stuff? You guys bullish on jewels or are we bearish on jewelry? Yeah, we gotta do the DD on EVs, brother. You gotta jump on the Discord. YP? What's YP, brother? Or is it my problem? Your problem? YP. You talking about yen? Or what? Help me out here, just so. At the backup burner account. Here, I'm gonna jump on VC. Are you in here? I just jumped in VC if you want to jump in here, talk about EVs. In the crowd here, let me see how many votes we have right now. We got 9 votes, 67% bearish, so that's like 6 votes are bearish. 6 votes are bearish, 3 people are bullish. I'm bearish too, but no CEO. That's, yeah, I saw that actually. Neo, that's a good stock to pull up actually real quick. Neo alert, everyone be alert on Neo. So this past weekend, Neo had their Neo day. Neo CEO warns of challenging first half to 2023 for the EV sector. Up next, triple 100% accurate DD. That's facts though. Actually, we did talk about Neo in one of our EV streams, and I shared with you guys one of those articles about a challenging first half for 2023. And the main thing for that is because, first of all, the lockdowns so volatile, inconsistent. You don't know when they're gonna escalate, when they're gonna de-escalate. It's like not even the manufacturers of Neo know when they're gonna go to work, basically, you know? No, I'm kidding, but yeah, it's just inconsistent with the lockdowns. And then second, a lot of the tax credits, I think. I mean, just the economy is pretty bad. They don't have any funds. And then they're burning tons of cash. I can pull up the article, but I just go look at the old stream for me and hit the like button on it. For Neo, I was thinking bullish day on Neo because they were gonna release both of their new models. Let's just look up some articles on Neo real quick. Let's just do Neo stock. See if we can find anything. I think you want to cover this on yours, on your stream, but let me just do a quick warm up. Nearly 50% upside. So when people are telling you to buy, that's when you need to sell. No cap. It's a 28%. Oh, so this is bullish stuff. This is bullish stuff. Price down 4%. What I like about Neo going into the weekend was their Neo day, basically. I guess there's nothing about Neo day. Neo day stock. Neo day 2022. Ooh, they unveiled a 500 kilowatt ultra fast EV charger. Wow. Unveils ES8. I might have to do a stream on this just specifically. Yeah, I might have to. I'm not invested in Neo, but I like to keep up with it. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, 2 EVs, battery swap stations. Yeah, fire. What's yeah, that's fire. A lot of the stuff on here is fire. I'll probably do a separate EVs video for that. Where's my calendars? Where's my charts? So for Neo chart though, what I was looking at was basically holding this support here. It looked like we bounced off on Tuesday, sold off, and then bounced off again, and it held it. So honestly, I was expecting more upside going into Tuesday or Monday, and just maybe retest $12. Highs would be like obviously 13, but I would probably take profits around 12 because we got a lot of resistance here. But it looks like if the Neo challenging stuff is bad, we could just break this trend. that trend. If we break the trend, then it's gonna get nasty, because then we'll probably come under $10. Like, we're close to 11 up here. We'll probably go down $1, which is not a lot, but then you're talking about breaking 10, then you're talking about breaking 9, and then possibly going to new lows. So I don't know why this keeps popping up. Like, brother, I got it. Anyway, we're gonna just watch Neo. So that's a good one to add to the list. Do we have this one on here? We didn't have it on here. That might be all the stocks I covered today. Oh, let's do the hot chains call side really quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Call sides. So we're gonna filter by money, and then we're gonna look for the green ones. 62 Google, nothing really big. This one's pretty big. Amazon 86 calls. This is for a week after. They're only up 18%. The volume to ratio to open interest isn't that great though, not gonna lie. It's like 1300 to 3000, like a 2 to 1, 2.5. I want high number, basically high volume, low open interest. So these would be more interesting. NEM, what is that? GNRC, what is this? So these are probably, these have time on them to eat. NEM, what is this? It's a Newmont. This looks bullish already. I can already see. This looks bullish. It's got room to go. It's got a gap fill. Oh my goodness. So I've never seen this stock, but it looks bullish. It looks like it's forming a pennant. Ooh, that mouse fucked me up. It's consolidating though. So it looks like it's getting ready to bust out. When are those calls for? Let's just go back to the calls. I've never seen this stock in my life. $48 calls for 3 weeks out maybe. And they're only $1.80. Oh wow. It would be they're in the money. They're close to the end. 48. Wow. I'm gonna watch this one. This one's got, I like the chart on this one, not gonna lie. Good support here, about 45. Then we're looking at support and resistance up. Well, first breakout would be like 48 almost. Then after that, small resistance there, but the big upside for this is like really all the way up here, 58. Wow. Let's just say 55. So yeah, this one looks interesting for sure. It looks like the reward is this, and the risk is maybe this here. So about like a 2 to 1. This one's interesting for sure. So I'm gonna actually add that one to my watch list. Let's keep on browsing, see if we got anything else on here. NGRC, about 400K. I've never seen this stock. Let me see. GNRC, generic holdings. What is this? It's a industrial gauges design manufacturer, power generation equipment. Oh my, wow. So you guys know why this is gonna probably be up, right? Engages design power generation equipment and our other power products. So with the economy right now, with the winter storms and stuff, I think there's gonna be a lot of bullish sentiment with this. Yes. Is this it? Let me make sure it's this one. Okay, generic $95 calls. It's a 3% upside. Wow, yeah. These are interesting plays, not gonna lie. So yeah, I would definitely watch this one because of just the winter storms and shit, you know? Yes, sir. Just sir. I think any power generator related stock or power outage and stuff like that, I would watch that, because like natural gas, going back to like early in the stream where we were talking about Cratera and stuff, you might want to watch those. Interesting. The other one, COP, what is this? 118, 117. So we're getting down to like 300, so I don't really care about that one too much. RCL, this is the Caribbean stuff. Calls 300. That's a spread though, so now I'm good on the spread, big dog. I don't like spreads. That's why I didn't like this one. And this one I don't like either. So not too many options to the bullish side. $70 calls on Square. That's a 15% move. That's actually kind of interesting, not gonna lie. So this is kind of cheap. It's a 15% move for the $70 calls. Got almost a whole month. I'm gonna add Square to the watch list to the call sign. Yes, sir. I like Square. I know what Square does. It's a good company. I don't like the sector right now, the fintech stuff, but this is like a good support. It's looking like down here. It's like $59, $60. So people could be buying calls near the bottom. I do see we have basically a gap down here though, so that's kind of worrisome right there. Ooh, I'm not gonna go too deep into this one because I'm gonna just watch it to see how it develops. But yeah, this one's got good support. I would be looking out for that gap fill. That's bearish right there. Also, it kind of did break the trend. So those $70 calls might just be some lottos, not gonna lie. It also kind of looks like it's bear flagging here. So like I said earlier, a lot of stuff was like bear flagging. So bear flag right here looking like, right? Or if you don't like that, if you don't like the bear flag, then you could say basically a double bottom fail breakout, which is bearish. Or you could even say technically, I don't know, not really a double top, but kind of a double top, and then it broke the neckline, which is there. So that's actually bearish. So this might be bearish, not gonna lie. Especially on the gap fill down here. Yeah. That's kind of nasty, actually. I'm gonna be bearish on Square. Based off the charts and stuff. But maybe that's what the market wants me to think. And they're gonna run it up. But yeah, no, I think double top up here, possibly, or high or lower highs, right? So maybe we get one more high or low here, or fuck. But nah, I like the double bottom retest there, right? So as long as we stay under this, let me just clean it up actually. Stay like under about 61. Let's just say 60. As long as we stay under 60, we're bearish to the downside, down to like 55. Wow. Let me get rid of this here. I think you can play Square both ways, just depending. At least breaking the downtrend, which is good. But on a daily, it already broke the uptrend, right? So I'll be watching the gap fill, the double top, the neckline retest. If it can get back underneath, what, 60? Fight its way down to 55. What do you guys think? Any other questions you guys have? Wow, we did a good stream. About an hour stream. I think that was good. So let me add some of the tickers that are interesting for me. We said Square is interesting. We had that NEM, and then we had the power generator one. All interesting stocks, interesting stuff. Sir, yes sir, I think that's about it. That's all I have. I'm not sure if Trippy's gonna come on. You let me know. And tune in to the next episode. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you guys want to tune in to the next live stream. And if you guys want to add any of your tickers, put them down. And we'll cover those. I'll cover those for you guys. And all of this is just my opinion. So a lot of this stuff might be completely wrong too. So make sure you do your own research. I think that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate those that tuned in. Just Saul also, and then Glenn. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Happy holidays. Enjoy the Happy New Year, and hopefully next year is better for us. Peace.